Hello from Washington, D.C. We're very happy to be here. It feels like a huge accomplishment. We started in the northernmost capital of New England, Boston. Sorry for those of you from Portland, Maine. Um, we rolled through New York City, formerly called New Amsterdam, and then we rolled into Philly, formerly the U.S. capital, and now we are in the city that has become famous for its relatively new role of being the capital of the U.S. And it feels great to be here. It feels like a huge accomplishment to have rolled into town, gone up to the Capitol. We rode up the mall, and it's pretty awesome because bikes are not only allowed, but they seem to be very welcomed there. And there's a decomposed granite path on either side of the lawn, the famous lawn there that goes up for what seems like a mile. And we were weaving our way in and out of tourists from Japan, from Europe, I probably heard 12 languages today. And we went up to the Washington Monument. We could see the Lincoln Memorial there, and we could see the very top of the White House. It's not every day that you can say that you've ridden your bike into Washington, D.C. I've been lucky enough to have ridden my bike in London and ridden my bike into Paris from Versailles for the finish of the Tour de France. And I gotta say, like, coming here to DC kind of beats all that. It's pretty amazing because I'm American and this is my country. Everybody's feeling great on the road, and that feeling of the group coming together as a community that's roving down the road just makes me so happy. We have two dedications tonight. The first one is to a young man named Ethan Jostad, who passed away in August of 2011. He was diagnosed at age 7 in 2009 with stage 4 rhabdomyosarcoma, which is a vicious form of cancer. His family is from Oregon, and they traveled to New York for his treatment to Sloan Kettering. And despite the great treatment that they got, his cancer recurred. It came back. And at that point, his parents were told those words that no one ever wants to hear, which is that there were no more options for treatment for Ethan. And so our hearts tonight are open wide to Ethan and to his family, his parents, Kim and Chris, and his siblings, Tanner and Ella. My heart is always very heavy and very open when I think of the brothers and sisters of children who've passed away. I know in my own experience that my stepson Grady, Pablo's big brother, I could hold him in my arms for 7 hours and never feel like I was giving him enough love. Of course, he's 18, so he doesn't want to come anywhere near me. But that loss of a sibling, as an adult who has lost his adult brother to cancer, I know that longing and that feeling of loss and emptiness. I want to say some things that we know about Ethan. The first thing is possibly the coolest thing you could ever say about somebody is that he was known simply for his smile. He had a smile that lit people up, that made people feel happy whenever they saw it. And what a pure, simple thing to say. I only wish I could have met him to see that smile. I am smiling as I say it because I think that my little boy Pablo had the very similar vibe. People just lit up when he'd come in the room, and so to Kim and Chris, I share this joy with you for the simple beauty of the smile of one of our children. Ethan loved action figures, dancing, singing, and playing with his best friend Joel. I would love to have seen him do all of that all at the same time, and I'm sure that they did that plenty. The last thing I want to say is that Ethan's mom, Kim, is one of the 46 mamas. You may have heard of them. You may have seen them on the evening news. You may have seen an article about them. And we want to give a big shout out to them. Like us here at the Pablove Foundation, they are advocating for pediatric cancer. They're standing up and saying that we have to be noticed we have to we have to count in this world. We are here. Our children are getting cancer, and we need better treatments that are less permanently damaging to their bodies and that can actually save their lives. Our second dedication tonight is to an adult, a friend of ours, from the earliest days of Pablo's treatment, who passed away today here in Washington, D.C. He was here from Los Angeles with his wife. They were here at the National Institutes for Health, receiving special treatment, and he passed away today. I only just learned of this from Joanne. I don't have all the details, but I was told that it was sudden and unexpected. Our friend Steve Dichter, had been battling cancer for years, and his wife Jen Berry, they became very close friends with us, and I can tell you that they may have been the people who commented the most on my blog, the Pablove, when I was writing on it daily and sometimes twice daily. They were a constant presence of support from across, from the other side of Los Angeles. Even while Steve was going through his treatment, they were rallying for us, and they were helping us as a family, and in the early days of the Pablove Foundation, before we had any staff, to spread the word, to let people know what we were doing, to rally support behind Pablo and our entire family. And I don't know that I've quite embraced or processed this news. It just came to me, and I'm going to call Jen as soon as I can this evening and see if I can get her on the phone and express my feelings for her at this moment and my memories of Steve. And the Pablove Foundation has brought many, many, many people together. And yes, we are a pediatric cancer foundation, but it's also true that we've met many incredible people who are adults who have gone through cancer or who are going through cancer, and we stand by those people just as much as we do children. And so tonight we say goodbye to our friend Steve, and we send our unending love to Jen and their families and their community. We'll put Steve's blog. He was a very funny man. We'll put his blog up on the bottom of this post so you can check out who he was and how he stood up in this world. So from Washington, D.C., we wish you a good night wherever you are. Thanks.